I collect postcards with interesting images on them, not necessarily for places, but just things that attract the eye. One of my favorites is a beautiful green forest in the background with a path at a crossroads. In the foreground is a simple sign that reads, "This way." Clear, right? Not really, because the shape of the sign points to both the left and the right. It's hard to know which way we are to go. Ahead, left, right. Sign's not very clear, even though it is very obvious. Different idea. Imagine a cloud filling our sanctuary, just like the special effects in the movies. It comes from the ark and flows across the altar, slowly filling the space as we watch. We can see the cloud and even see through the cloud in places, but we can also feel it, not the same way that we feel the cool dampness of fog, but we feel a physical presence that pushes against us, gently pushing us out of the door of the sanctuary. It follows us outside, and as the sun sets, we can see the cloud begin to glow, not with the reflected light of the sunset, but with a steady internal light, as if it were fire. We can only vaguely imagine this tangible proof of God's presence, the pillar of cloud that traveled with the Israelites by day and the pillar of fire by night. We know that the cloud has more of a physical presence than just fog or cloud, because it prevents Moses from entering the tabernacle, the Mishkan, when it resides there. This tangible proof of God's presence with the Israelites was always visible to them and guided them. When the cloud dwelled in the Mishkan, the camp stayed in place. But when the cloud lifted, they knew it was time to pack up and get ready to move. In this week's Torah portion, Parashat Beha'alotecha, we read, "On the day that the tabernacle was set up, the cloud covered the tabernacle, the tent of the pact, and in the evening it rested over the tabernacle in the likeness of fire until morning. It was always so. The cloud covered it, appearing as fire by night, and whenever the cloud lifted from the tent, the Israelites would set out accordingly. And at the spot where the cloud settled, there the Israelites would make camp. Day or night, whenever the cloud lifted, they would break camp, whether it was 2 days or a month or a year. However long the cloud lingered over the tabernacle, the Israelites remained encamped and did not set out. Only when it lifted did they break camp. In a sign from the Eternal they made camp, and on a sign from the Eternal they broke camp. They observed the Eternal's mandate at the Eternal's bidding through Moses." The Israelites not only have a tangible sign of God's presence, but also divine guidance through the wilderness. Notwithstanding all the jokes about why they spent 40 years in the wilderness, God is guiding them. In fact, according to Rabbi Samson Raphael Hirsch, that is the whole purpose of the journey. So the Israelites get used to listening to God, even when it seems counterintuitive. So with divine guidance, would they need to engage the services of a guide? Think back to the sign that I mentioned as I started this evening. The sign is clear and not clear at the same time. This week, we also read of Moses' negotiations with Hobab, who may or may not also be known as Jethro, Moses' father-in-law. Moses asks Hobab to come with them and to share in God's generosity as they set out for the land. Hobab is reluctant, saying that he wants to go home. Moses then says, "Please do not leave us, inasmuch as you know where we should camp in the wilderness and can be our guide. So if you come with us, we will extend to you the same bounty that the Eternal grants us." It seems that Moses wants a guide for the journey through the wilderness. In the end, does Hobab join them? We never get an explicit answer. We do know that the Israelites continue their travels. Assuming that Moses has been successful in getting a guide, just who is guiding this group? God or the guide? Both. Both are leading the Israelites through the wilderness. Moses and the Israelites need both divine guidance and a practical, relatable human guide. They need God to show them where to go in a general way as they form their relationship with God. They need Hobab to show them the details. The pillar of cloud can go everywhere and anywhere. People can't. The pillar of cloud, the Israelites need Hobab to show them not just where to camp, but how to set up the camp, what dangers to avoid, and everything else that a guide would know. In other words, there is a partnership between God and humanity. We need to act as well as trust in God, because we never know when our own actions will be God's answer to our prayers. We are only human, after all.
So last week was our official goodbye to Rabbi, but you're here this week, and I didn't get to talk last week, which is okay, because it makes me nervous. But I did have a song that popped into my head today that I had not thought of for many, many years, and I said, I need to sing this song. So our song is called Wisdom of the Heart. And I think that the leadership that Moses is trying to find in the desert and wandering around is a good, he's connecting with our ancestors as they try to find wisdom of the heart to find the right path. And you have blessed us with wisdom of your heart. And I pray that you will be blessed as you go on your way, that you are blessed by the memories that you have had from us and your year here, blessed by the strength of the colleagues that you hopefully will bring with you, and blessed by all of the traditions that the song mentions, that you'll be like Ruth and like Isaac and have the strength that God blesses them with come with you as well. So may God bless you with the wisdom of the heart. May God bless you every day. May God guide you on your way. May God bless the laughter and the learning that we share. May God hear our prayer. May God remind you of your deeds. May you remember others' needs as you are walking down the paths from which you came. May God bless your name. Ani holech kevachalom, kol tzad mekarev leshalom. Ani holech kevachalom, kol tzad mekarev leshalom. May God grant you the courage of Ruth. May God give you the strength to seek your truth. Like Isaac, may you feel God's loving embrace. May God shine the light upon your face. May God grant you wisdom of the heart. May God grant us courage as we part. May God grant us strength to face the the tears and fears we share. May God hear our prayer.
Um,